And so I have Beyond Trust. Beyond Trust, we've been working with for a year. They've been using our evergreen Vroom Enterprise subscription for the last year. As you can see, we had our last subscription signed 6/30/2023. And so for the last year, we have been working with them, and now it's time for us to transition. And so our goal is now they want to move over to a term subscription. And so I'll come into our customer lifecycle manager. As you see, everything here is in Salesforce. So new, as we've mentioned many times, entirely Salesforce native. Everything you're seeing are Lightning Web Components, and most everything is controllable by field sets or standard page layouts. So you can get really, really granular in how you're presenting information. But the key thing is the visibility. So whether it's seeing what does the revenue of this customer look like. So they're on an evergreen subscription. There haven't been that many ups and downs over the last year. It's been a fairly consistent relationship. But when we come to the subscription, we can actually make some real changes. So they've been in evergreen status for the last year. We haven't seen a ton of growth. They've just hired on a new CRO. That CRO actually is like, we're ready. So they need to make some changes. So all I'm going to do is hit this update term, and then it opens up a change cart. Now, this change cart is very similar to what you would have seen on Amazon or any e-commerce site, because the idea is we want this to be easy to adopt. So your reps aren't like diving deep into the pool of learning a new Salesforce thing or learning an entirely new UI. We want this to be consistent, including a checkout very similar to what you would have from any e-commerce platform. Now I'll come here, I'll do Beyond Trust expansion. I already have an opportunity created because we've been talking for a little bit, and I'll hit save and next. And now new in the back end is calculating everything. And they're taking this evergreen subscription and building in all of the small changes that we need to make. So what we'll see here, we've got an 8/30 to 8/29, 2025 here. And I'm also going to, and we also see we've got our API usage subscription that's being added on. Now, the customer has asked that we add in a Rooms subscription. So Vroom Rooms is our additional add-on service here. We can say they want 3 rooms managed. It includes hardware. It includes software. I see Tina smiling. We've got multiple different included pieces. So I've got implementation. I've got a premium subscription add-on, and then we've got adapted web conferencing equipment, everything you need to run a conference room. And so we're going to say it's a 11.95 month subscription here, and we're going to start that on today. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say today is the July 30th, and then we're going to co-term it with the existing, and the system is smart enough to automatically prorate everything. You'll notice that we've got a 12-month and a 1-month here. It's automatically calculating pricing, all of the changes that we have, and we don't actually have to do any math in the back end. So I can hit save and exit. Wait, and it's doing all the calculations in the back end and go directly into the opportunity. So from here, I'm going to hit close one. And this is going to do 2 things. This is generating the order products, and it's updating the existing subscription. So I go back to Beyond Trust, and I can dive directly into our customer lifecycle manager, and I see the change immediately. So new is doing everything from the ground up with transparency in mind. So you can always know what your customers have purchased, when they've purchased it, and what it's ground level impact is. And seeing that history of land and expand, where we see that first new business deal that happened a year ago. And then we look at this change that we've just made, which is a massive addition to their subscription, where we've got updated term for Evergreen. We gave them, there was 1 month filtered in there, but we've got total TCV here for the rooms upgrade for the next year. Tina, anything here standing out to you? Anything you want to like highlight for everyone? You're muted.
Yeah, I just want to mention that what James has shown you is that not only is like one button click just to convert a Evergreen subscription into term, and then we calculate all the prorations and then also generate the ARs. At the same time, we'll be able to upsell this customer because they're doing so well. They convert Evergreen to termed, and we upsell this customer with another brand new subscription at the same time. So all these, right, it's just very much drag and drop and everything. And then the monthly ARR is calculated automatically and roll up to the account level. So you can actually see the revenue stream at the customer account. So everything is under button clicks and calculate, it took like 5 minutes just to show you everything, right? So it's just very easy to understand how things can operate without any human intervention in terms of prorations and all that. Yeah.
And even more powerfully, once we get to that 8/29/2025 here, you can do a batch co-term or renewal on all of your subscriptions at once. And this is something that when Tina showed me this, I lost it, because the ability to manage all of your subscriptions with a single click, if I wanted to renew all of these, I could renew them at 12 months, and it's dropping into one change cart. I don't need to make multiple changes here. I don't need to go back and create one-off quotes to make this happen. It's designed to be super easy and simple, but that's not the reason we are all here. The reason we're here is because we want to talk about invoices. And so when we think about invoicing in New has a very powerful calculation engine sitting behind it for all of your invoicing, all of your subscriptions. But at the same time, we now have our incredible, and I do mean incredible, invoice UI, which includes our transaction hub. So you can always track what's been transferred to and where it's been transferred. Very easy to understand payment statuses, which I cannot tell you how many times I have looked at like something that was transferring to Authorize or transferring to another system and been like, what's actually going on here? New is designed to be simple on this front. And then also seeing, okay, what are my actual invoice items? How is this constructed at a core level? What is my customer actually paying for? And at the same time, what are all the details here? So if I have my customer and I get them on the phone and they're like, I actually want to pay this invoice with you right now, I can click directly into this invoice, view all the details, input my card, and by the time I get back to Salesforce, this invoice is going to be paid. And so I don't need to ever worry about what's going on in the system. I don't need to worry about what's been paid, what hasn't been paid, because New is keeping track of all of that in the back end. And the next best thing that we released, and Tina, we didn't really talk about this before. Can you tell us a little bit about the invoice presentment and this entire thing? Because I know I think this has been a pipe dream for years.
Yes. Yes. So, because I love making great, UI, especially, when it comes to invoice presentment, right? So gone are those days where the invoice PDF is, kind of really hard to use and looking strange, and it's very hard to configure and all that. So yeah, we've been making this invoice presentment for like a couple of months, right? We started designing, having the dream to design the best, easy to use invoice PDF, right? So in here you can see that everything looks so elegant, and then you'll be able to, edit the themes, the fonts, everything. And then what's really great, I love about, like, my favorite feature about invoice PDF is that you can upload your logo, and then the entire theme changes according to your theme color extracted from the logo, right? So you don't have to like change the theme, the color code and all that, right? And then all the, invoice item table, the columns are editable, so that you'll be able to like configure, whatever you want. And then out of the box, we have friendly and classic themes. And then in the future releases, we'll be able to really configure or upload your own invoice template and configure your own invoice template. But out of the box, it's already looking great. And another thing is we'll be able to send emails to the customer using, our default themes, where you can customize the invoice template also in Salesforce as well. So you can manage all your, invoice email templating, notifications, everything in Salesforce to have the convenience and also the configurability of Salesforce. Yeah, that's it.
And if we can, because I love creating excitement around this, because this is all very exciting. Like, how does this point to where you're seeing, because a lot of this is directionally like where we're going as a company, right? And so how do these kind of changes how do you feel like this fits into the long-term vision, and what can people expect from us around stuff like this?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So this, the invoice presentment is actually our first step towards essentially, more presentment in terms of, quotes, template quote PDF that everybody's so looking forward to, right? So imagine the best quote PDF you can ever have, which is lightweight, customizable, themable, and you can also interact with your customers on redlining and all that. It will be super exciting going forward. But invoice PDF, we will be the first feed release for our vision on presentment, on content presentation and all that. So yeah, it's gonna be in the upcoming releases. So definitely tune in this series of webinars. We're gonna present more and more in the future.